All right, everyone. So we had a major announcement today for Gears of War E-Day. Okay. And I wanted to do one of our normal videos where we're playing, just an online match. Maybe this will go 30, 40 minutes, reading an article on and off, talking about what happened today with E-Day. So we're going to start right now. We're going to get into a King of the Hill game, and I'm going to be reading a little bit of an article as we do it. So this is from Games Radar. Headline: Gears of War E-Day was a no-show at the Game Awards, but the Coalition made sure to reiterate the prequel is still coming in 2026. Gears of War E-Day is still on track to launch in 2026, despite the game's absence from the Game Awards 2025, developer Coalition has confirmed. Sometimes when a big game that's due out the following year skips the Game Awards, it can signal turbulence behind the scenes and even more occasionally be a sign of an impending delay. But the Coalition, actually, we're gonna play a little bit here as we talk about it. So let's talk about that to start, right? That little part that we read. And basically what that tells me, right, is that the reason they put out any announcement at all is because they want to make sure that what people think about the game isn't happening, right? That's what they're trying to do here. Is they're trying to say, if people are going to claim that there's problems with the game, that there's maybe some kind of delay, this or that, um, then we want to make sure that people don't feel that way. I don't know if this what was said will do that. I think there's still a lot of reason that people might be somewhat nervous with what we have seen from the game as I'm getting shot at here so far. Just bottom line, we haven't heard much at all. What do we know about this game besides that it's coming out in 2026, and besides the fact that, um, you know, that it exists as a title? Like, that's basically all we really know about it to this point, or at least that's all I know. And I've been searching every day because, like I said, what I wanted to do with this channel is a little. As we get killed, there should have been able to get him, but it did not. Like, if you watch this channel, what I wanted to do on this channel is to be able to play Gears of War Reloaded, but I want to be giving you guys 2, 3, 4 videos a week in terms of news that's coming, because I don't want to just make this boring where it's okay every day we're doing the same thing, right? We're always just playing these online matches in a remade game. It's not really what I was looking to do with the channel, right? I have fun doing it. I have no problem doing it, but that's why you get about one video a week. I want more news as to what's going on. And we just, to this point, haven't got much of anything regarding this game, right? And so that makes me a little bit nervous. Now, obviously, them saying something is helpful. Them putting anything out, and we'll get into some of the stuff that, they've said. But to this point, we just don't know a whole lot about it, right? We just don't know what additions are they going to make. What did they learn? Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude! Getting killed. I kind of want to know, what did you learn from this game, Gears of War Reloaded? Did you learn anything about? Okay, we're gonna add this in. We're gonna add that in. We're gonna servers like this. We've talked about some of the problems we've had with this game, and did you learn anything from this game? I know it's a remake, but was there lessons that you could take away from that? Oh, what a kill! Okay, for E-Day in terms of the matchmaking and something like that. I don't know at the end of the day. And we don't know yet. And obviously there's still time, okay, where nobody's claiming there's not time, but it's getting close, right? People kind of want to know a lot more. Oh, as I get killed by that train. Oh my god. We're gonna clip that. It's kind of funny. So I guess that's a little bit of my frustration so far. Right? That's a little bit of my frustration so far, is we just don't fully know to this point. Oh, and just got hit by this train again. That's great. That's great. I was trying to save the position, but that's not going to work. But we just don't know at this point, right? A ton about E-Day going forward. And I do think E-Day is going to be a turning point in this series, for good or for bad. The bottom line is, this is a game that was released for the first time on PlayStation, right? But this is a remaster. This is a remake of a game that we have already, that so many of us have already known and loved. And it launched a lot of what we love about this series. But the problem here is, it's not it's not going to be enough to save the series, right? Something like this going on PlayStation is meant to just bring people over, right? It's meant to just start the process of making, new fans of the series, not to be what E-Day should be, right? And what E-Day should be is the hopefully the revival. As I get killed for the third time, but we did end up getting the kill, so I'm happy with that. But or we're getting the position. It's supposed to be the revival, right? So because of that, I'm a little bit nervous that we haven't had any stuff yet. With that being said, this is all just theorizing, right? We don't have any info, and I'm happy we heard something. Right? The bottom line is this is the first time in and there's my teammates aren't there. Okay. Um, I'm not playing my teammates, by the way. I'm just like I thought hopefully someone would be there and then I wouldn't get killed, but that's not how it worked out. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's where we're at with E-Day, and I think the, if they think that E-Day, is just it's already on its way to being done. There's not much to show off, but we're on the right track, and this is all about kind of getting people to be excited for it and just letting them know, hey, we're still on pace here, right? We're still going to be a 2026 release. That's good, but they better deliver on it, because I'm going to be really upset if we get E-Day and it just doesn't have that kind of gaming world takeover that we're used to from Gears of War, and that we haven't seen in the last games. I mean, I think Gears of War Reloaded did its job per se, right? If I viewed Gears of War Reloaded as, can you start people talking about this series again? Can you build some excitement? And I think this did. I think it, you built enough excitement that people are going to be coming to E-Day. I still see a lot of PlayStation people on this, so I think there's a level of success on that front. I actually don't know what the numbers are. Maybe I should look that up. That'd be an interesting video to see if they have PlayStation numbers, released on who's playing, or even I can look at Steam charts to see that too. For I understand Steam and PlayStation aren't the same thing, but just to get a little bit of a feel. But I think so far that decision to go, to make it no longer an exclusive on the Xbox, but instead, although this game was initially released, I think, for the computer as well. So this one never really was necessarily an only Xbox exclusive, but I think it was like a games for Windows type deal. So okay, after this game, we'll continue to read a little bit through the article, but I like having the game break it up a little bit so we can really flesh out what was a pretty bare bones announcement. But I think as this article is pointing out, there's a lot more that to take from it, right? And kind of is if you find out that Gears of War E-Day is being delayed, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, well, this makes me nervous, right? I'll just be honest with you. I will not be optimistic. I will not be excited if it does get delayed. Being delayed doesn't mean the game is going to be bad, but it also kind of leans towards, they don't love the direction they were going. And usually that's not a great sign. Usually, especially if the game is coming out in 2026, it getting delayed at this point would be, in my opinion, a little bit of a disaster. But I will be looking forward to it, obviously. We will be covering it. And I just want there to be... I can't believe I lost that. Oh, he's mocking me a little. Obviously, we're going to cover as much news as possible. That's what I've been, as I said earlier, that's what I've been waiting for, dude. I've been waiting for months. I thought for sure, like, okay, once Gears of War Reloaded is out, right? Once they're doing everything with that, we're going to see Gears of War E-Day news all the freaking time, right? We're going to see Gears of War E-Day be, different things. Oh, this is going to be in the game. This is going to be in the game. We hear about this. And then it's like, I rarely hear much of anything seemingly about the game. It's like it didn't exist, which is why this is even news. For most games, the Gears of War account tweeting anything like this would be nothing crazy, right? It'd be like, okay, they're tweeting about the game, not even news. But because there's been such a lack of news on the E-Day front, this became a major story that I saw on multiple different gaming news sites picked it up because it's like, yeah, this is all we got for Gears of War, right? There's nothing else. All right, let's get over here, and then we're gonna read some more of the article at some point too. This is not a good spot for me. Actually, I'm gonna. But the coalition that's where we're reading. That's where we off after this game. We will. Which seems like this game might be ending sooner rather than later. But we'll continue to dive in to Gears of War E-Day. I mean, if E-Day could be a hit, it would really be. It would really be a great day to be a Gears of War fan. You know, if imagine if we get a game like when Gears of War 2 comes out and it's just like, you know, it was among the best games for multiplayer, right? It was just it was a top dog, and it was only on Xbox at that time, and it was still amongst the top of the gaming world. You know, if you went on YouTube back in the day, there were a bunch of YouTubers dedicated to Gears of War content, right? And it's because of how big of a game it was. You know, you had your Call of Duty content creators, you had your Halo content creators, you had your Gears of War content creators, right? And those were the main games I watched back in the day. Oh, and as I get killed with a grenade. And so the tweet, okay, we'll go on a little. I'm just going to kind of paraphrase part of the article here, but it says the tweet was "Emergence begins 2026." So that is, I think, when we talk about the tweet, that is making clear that this thing is coming out in 2026, right? That is saying E-Day will be there in 2026. We are getting an E-Day release date in 2026. That's the news. As this guy comes freaking behind me. So that's a big deal, and it was during the game show. And that's honestly, I was going to read the rest of the article, but there's really just more BS background that I don't really need to read. So we could just get into some things I want to see in E-Day. For starters, as we did a video on the other day, they have to find a way around this quitting problem. Okay, it's a really big issue, right? And you could see it actually in this game. And this hasn't necessarily been my best game because I've been, you know, kind of reading an article a little bit while I'm playing. But we had people. I joined this game late, which means people that initially were in this lobby quit, and now more people are quitting. And there's just far too many games where people are quitting. It just there are far too many games where this is happening, and it ruins the experience. And it's even worse if you play on the, like, what do they call them, the competitive modes, or is it competitive? Please get this, please get this. And I didn't get it. I got it, but I couldn't get that kill. I thought the train would come quick enough. um in like the execution section, because when you're playing in those and people can't actually join in mid progress, you're just screwed if everybody quits. And I don't know if balance is the best way to. I didn't know that they knew I was there. I don't know if balance is the best way to handle it, meaning, you know, better team balance, because the problem is as you've seen, if you guys pay attention to Call of Duty, there's a big debate in the Call of Duty world about skill-based matchmaking, right? There's a big debate. In fact, it really is the hottest topic in the Call of Duty, you know, community, whether skill-based matchmaking is the right move, or I can't believe that, dude. I can't believe my teammate just killed me with that. Whether it's the right move, the wrong move, I think that aspect of it needs to be considered when we talk about. I don't think even better team balancing is the fix, because the problem is in a game like Gears of War, connection is key, right? If you're on a connection, right? Remember host powers back in the day, right? And all of that had to do with connection, right? If you had a little bit of a connection, you were a little bit stronger, your shotgun was stronger, all of that, you were an improved player to everybody else. It's so important in these online games, especially in Gears of War, that if you go more towards the skill base, like I'm even more towards it, what's going to happen is you're going to be in a world where I think overall player base is going to have worse connection, which is just going to make the game a lot worse to play. I think it's going to be really a bad experience. So I don't think that is the fix here. You know, I think the truth of the matter is as anybody who's played Gears of War or any online game since the beginning of time knows, there are matches where you go into them and you get your ass kicked. There are matches that you go into where actually you dominate, right? That's how life used to be on Xbox Live. That's how life used to be on, PlayStation Network, on Steam. How am I not getting this kill? On Steam, wherever you're playing your online games, right? That's how life used to be back in the day, where we all just kind of sucked it up. Sometimes you're playing against better players. Sometimes you're better than the players you're playing against, and you get better as you go, right? That was the whole point. You didn't quit. You didn't leave matches because it was one of those things where you said, all right, I'm getting better as I played. Feels like that's getting lost. And maybe I'm like a old man yelling at the clouds, but now it feels completely different. Right now, it feels like every match I'm in, my teammates are quitting. If we have and the craziest part is sometimes you have teammates quitting when the game is actually fairly close. Like, it's not like this game. Okay, we've been getting our ass kicked pretty good, right? So I get it, right? If people are upset with some things in games like this, but it is not the situation, right? For some of these matches where I see people quitting, where we're getting destroyed. And it's funny because sometimes people quit and I get new teammates, or I join a match late after people quit and they're getting destroyed, and the whole match gets turned around. So it's like we end up winning a match that people quit out of. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So that to me really is the first thing they have to fix, because it's ruining, I think, some of these games, especially the ones like, to me, it's unplayable. I am not even playing uh any of the modes where I'm forgetting the name of it now, but the ones where people can't join mid match. I'm not even playing those because so often it's not balanced. And so I don't know how you do that. That's something they have to figure out. Because I also understand that sometimes you join a match and then something comes up and you have to quit out, and you don't want to make it so if somebody quits out one time that it nukes their record or something like that. But to me, if it's a frequent thing, I would consider trying to fix that. That's the first thing they have to do. The second thing is they have to find a way to kind of bring that addict. Like, I think in this game, one of the really cool parts about it, I know we started a whole new account, so we're kind of starting from scratch in terms of ranking up this account. But I really love the fact that you have so many characters in Gears of War Reloaded that you can unlock over the course of your whole game. It makes me want to get to the max level even more, right? So I think they have a very good. It doesn't feel like a grind. It's just something you want to do. And obviously, there's going to be some sort of. I haven't even played enough of Gears 5 to know at its peak what was the monetization like in that game, but there's going to be some sort of battle pass, something like that. So make sure that whatever you give is something that is good, right? This is one of the problems we have with, to go back to Call of Duty and other games. It's not necessarily that if you have a battle pass or some type of extra content that means the game stinks automatically. It's that the vast majority of stuff isn't good. Like, the bottom line is, for this game right now, Gears of War Reloaded, ranking up to the top rank and being able to get all different characters that different character skins, and all of, I guess they're just kind of different characters entirely, but being able to get that is like is a real unlock, right? It's so much better. Oh wait, I didn't know this was. I thought this was a teammate. How the hell did this guy get? I don't even know where he is. Here he is, and I just got taken out. But having, like, okay, you get this version of Marcus. That's good, right? So add that stuff in, kind of make. It's almost like you're taking Gears of War from what we used to have in Gears of War 2. You're taking all of that and making the best version of it for 2026, right? So you're upgrading the parts where maybe these old Gears games needed fix, and you're moving it. And also, I don't know if they're going to do this, but like, give us a horde mode, right? Give us a horde mode again. Give us all of that kind of extra content that keeps me playing this game. Like, there's so much you could do nowadays after seeing all of the different, horde mode back in the day was so great. It was so fun. Give us a version of that. I have no clue if they're even considering some type of horde mode with E-Day. But if they do the remake of Gears of War 2, as I get killed again from behind. If they do that remake of Gears of War 2, it better be in there, right? We want to think about all this stuff. Can we do map customization? Can we do, various different things? There is so much that you could do that just, I mean, I'm just thinking what, I always think about what is your average gamer going to think when they pick up Gears of War, and horde mode is something can be a huge draw. Like look at even Black Ops 7. As bad as the coverage of Black Ops 7 or as the reviews and the ratings and everything have been for it, people are loving the zombies, right? They really like the zombies. So having that aspect, right? It just is another place that people can get to the game and start playing it. You're bringing in a whole nother community to Gears of War. And then guess what happens? If they like the horde mode, maybe they go, let me try this online thing. Let me get better at this online portion. And you could do that. So I'm really thinking that we have a chance, with in 2026 with E-Day, after we went back to basics with Gears of War Reloaded. Can't believe I didn't get that person. To really make a Gears of War game that is all time. And I don't know if this one will be it, because I get it, right? This is kind of a prequel. Maybe this is going to be an upgrade, but not maybe this is like the foundational game before we get that Gears of War 2 like game. Maybe that's what's going to be it, but I hope we get something close to it, and I certainly hope that it's a game that keeps me playing it or wanting to play it more than even like Gears of War 5. Like, I'm sorry, Gears of War 5, no part of me has really felt the need to go back and play that game since I played it for the first time. And there's some cool parts of it, don't get me wrong. I was considering doing more of it for the channel, but I found myself wanting to play this game instead. So that's what we're going to end up doing. But there should, after this, the idea that when I go back to Gears of War 2, I should feel like I no longer want to play Gears of War 2. I should feel like I no longer want to play Gears of War Reloaded after E-Day is announced. The only thing drawing me back to Gears of War 2 should be nostalgia, right? Like, oh my God, remember this? That should be it. Nothing else. Okay, I don't want anything else drawing me back to Gears of War 2. But I guess that's what we're at and what I'm hoping for. So that's 2, right? Add in make sure that you take the foundational aspects, just to make a long story short, because I'm kind of rambling. Make sure you take the foundational aspects of what made Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2 so good, and put them into this game, but also give us a little bit of that 2026 flavor, right? Give us a little bit of, okay, the gaming industry has gone a long way since these games were first released. What else can you add? Not to monetize the product more, not to make more money for the company, right? Although usually the two things go hand in hand, but to make it a better experience, right? Make horde mode even better than it's ever been. Give us that cool new online multiplayer mode that we're all just super excited about. Something like that. So to make a long story short, that's the second thing. For number 3, I don't really know if I have much else besides that. Those to me are like, I don't need the wheel reinvented here. We just need a better version of the formula, and something that feels like a Gears of War game and is as exciting as a Gears of War game. And I just want to see a Gears of War game dominate the gaming discussion as much as it used to. Like, it used to be a power player, right? It used to be one of those titles that when it was released, everybody would talk about it, right? And part of that was because of the campaign. I mean, Gears of War, the good thing about it is it really always had, as much as we talk about the online multiplayer aspects of it. Oh, I should have taken that guy's kill because now he might get up. But as much as we talk about the online multiplayer aspect of it, Gears of War also had a good campaign component, right? And maybe that's less important now, but this one certainly should as well. Like, if you could, like, I want to see your everyday YouTuber that's a gaming YouTuber talking about it and talking about it fondly. It doesn't mean they're going to be playing the multiplayer, but can we get to a point where they go, that campaign, that rocked, right? That campaign, that's pretty good. Yeah, this Gears of War series has been great. I hope so, right? I really hope so. So I guess we could just, now that we've kind of gone through the article, the short announcement that was made, we could just kind of talk like we normally do I just hope we don't get news that it's like, well, it's going to be delayed a little bit, right? Because we want to do this, we want to do that with the game. I just want news on this. I hope we get news. I hope we get good news. Put in the comments actually if any of you guys have heard anything about oh shit. Let me if any of you guys, oh, what a shot that was. If any of you guys have heard anything, whether it's on Reddit or, news articles that I missed about whether there's going to be a horde mode, whether any of that's going to be in this game, I would love, love, love to hear it. Absolutely love to hear it because I feel like I'm in the dark and I feel like I'm Googling a decent amount. Like I'm trying to change the search parameters to make it so like the most recent, so it's not just maybe there's like a smaller site that's been picking up things that the bigger sites aren't, but just feels like there's never anything. Like it feels like I'm just kind of doing the same things over and over again. So I'm hoping at some point we get some big news, and I guess maybe today was the first of some announcements, right? Maybe it was the first of the year. We're gonna get Gears of War announcements every day, and if we do, we will be covering each and every one of those on this channel. Okay, we're gonna have every announcement on. Oh, how did I miss that, dude? How did I miss that one? But we're gonna be covering all of them. Even the small ones like this. I understand in its totality, this thing probably isn't a huge announcement, but it just confirms that we're getting E-Day. We're getting E-Day in 2026, although I don't even know if it confirms that we're getting it in 2026 because it could always be delayed. But it's just pretty big confirmation on that front, right? That's why we did this video. And let me know if you like me doing the news videos while we're live and in longer formats, and because I could have just done this in like an 8-minute video, technically, right? I could have just said, here's 8 minutes of me talking about it with gameplay I already had. And I figured, let's make it a little bit longer, right? We can really flesh things out, because a lot of times I'll do a video, I'll have taken some notes, thought about some things, and then I'm playing the game and I'm like, oh, I actually want that changed in E-Day. And then so I figured if we're playing while talking, even if the gameplay may suffer a little bit, maybe I'll actually be thinking of some of these things. All right, I hope here that nobody's coming, because oh, there's one. That was not great. It's amazing how I was just bouncing off that one wall, and he was just standing there like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot you like 5 times over. He barely missed. I couldn't hit anything. All right, we capped the zone. Let's get a win here. What do you say? It's 0-0. Let's get a win here. Also, I would love to see, now that I'm thinking about it too, I would love to see some type of, like, how a lot of the how a lot of shooters have like true ranked modes. It's like bronze tier, silver tier, gold tier, platinum tier. I would love to see something like that in Gears, because I feel like this is a game that really, at the end of the day, it like kind of that's what this is all about, right? Like you think about, this is a game that's certainly objective first, right, in most cases, which I think lends itself well. It would certainly fix a lot of the cheating problems, I think, because that would be an easy fix, right? If you're playing a mode like that, we'll just kick you down a rank if you keep quitting. If you're always quitting, we're going to kick you down a rank. So I would love to see some type of ranked mode added in. I don't know necessarily how you do it, right? I mean, can you have teams in there? Can you have solos? Like, you need to have a team to join it. I don't know how that would all work. I certainly wouldn't want it to be, you have to bring in a full team. I feel like that would get kind of annoying, but I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool. Just give even more of a reason. Oh shit. Oh shit. Than just your regular, like the bottom line is the ranked mode in this. It's like, what is it? It's just you can't quit. Like who the fuck cares, right? Or I mean, you can quit, but you can't. Nobody can join in. Like it's just not on that level. So I hope they think about those things, and I'm really excited to see. And that's why we're going to be doing videos on every little announcement. I'm waiting for that big dump where it tells us like, these are all the modes. These are what, because I don't know. Like, is this supposed to be a revolutionary title, right? Is this supposed to be okay, sure, you know, the Gears is kind of stuck in the mud as a franchise a little bit, but this is going to be the thing that changes everything. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't you know heard a ton about it because usually when you hear about like a prologue, you know, there's a chance that a game like that is. I don't want to say like it's almost like a not a full release. It's kind of like the Mafia games. They just released Old Country, you know, and I played that. I thought it was pretty good actually. And you know, it's like it's a smaller version of Mafia, but I don't think that's what E Day is going to be because that's kind of what this is, right? Like this is a smaller version. This is just a remaster, so it's like a kind of a different. Oh, I see you, buddy. I saw him, but it didn't matter. It didn't freaking matter. Unbelievable. Sometimes, man, my skill in this game leaves a ton to be desired. But I just want news. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it in this video, but however many times I say it will not be enough. Oh, that was lucky. That was freaking lucky. I just want news. That's all I want. I just want to be able to get up in the morning and see, oh, here's an article from GameSpot or IGN or Game Rant telling me Gears of War E-Day has a horde mode and a ranked mode, and everybody's pumped about it, and everybody's excited about it, and this is on pace to be the best Gears since Gears of War 2. That might be, and I know a lot of people like Gears of War 3 too. Gears of War 2 probably more nostalgia, but it will forever be. I've said in other videos as we killed. Gears of War 2 is just it's an all timer. You know, it's an all timer. There's no other there's no other way to talk about it besides that. It's an all timer. And that's the other thing we do have coming up is when they do that remaster. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with this one. Okay, this is super fun, having a good time with it. It's made well, all of that. But when they do Gears 2, we better get the full Gears 2 experience, right? Because at that point, E-Day will probably be a little. I mean, I don't even know how long they would wait, but I don't want to mute him. I accidentally hit that. By that point, Gears E-Day will be, you know, getting older, right? And they'll probably still be updating it, but that Gears 2 should be a little bit of a break for the series, right? It should be, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing right now. And I think that would be good for it anyways. But they just better do the real deal, right? We want the... Oh my god, dude, there's... Alright, we got... I should have let that guy get the kill since he revived me. Oh, shit. I don't even know how I just got the kill. But I want the real deal thing. I want Horde mode. I want it to feel like Gears of War 2 back in the day. I can't wait. Also, I wonder if they're going to add in a lot of those iconic maps. Like, can we get Blood Drive and Jacinto in E-Day? Like, I would like to see that. You know, maybe they'll do it some kind of map pack or something later. A new season, right? I guess every game is doing seasons now. Maybe we'll get a season where it's Jacinto and Blood Drive. There's no way I just got chainsawed. Also, if you use the chainsaw for the Lancer, you should lose a rank. I'm only playing, but I remember back in the day, we'd be so pissed about that. Oh my god! If you two-piece, so if you meleeed and then shot with the shotgun, you were just considered the worst in our view. And if you used the Lancer, which looking back was so stupid, we used to run around with the hammer burst, just talk all sorts of shit. For what reason, I have no clue. But those are the good old days, you know. I was peak Gears, and this game does bring me back. You know, it feels like this game is like just whenever I need my fix of Gears of War, it's like this is it. You know, but I don't know. The only thing I will say about this one is, as good as I think it is, I don't know if it always is like, okay, I feel like playing Gears. Let me, you know, get on and play some, but it doesn't. It doesn't make me want to like every day go, gotta get on Gears, right? Like I gotta play it. And I think part of that is I don't even really view that as a negative for the game, because I don't think it was really necessarily trying to be there, right? Like I don't think this game was like, Gears of War Reloaded is gonna be competing with the Battlefield 6. You know, it's probably, this was like, we're gonna give some fan service to the fans. what we're going to do before we drop our big game for Gears of War is we're going to give PlayStation players like a fun game that we know is good because we've already released this game and everybody loved it when it was released and it helped spawn, you know, the whole series. I don't know if that was our guy. I don't think it was. I didn't see any blood or anything, so I don't think it is. And I just got killed. Okay. So like I get it, right? That wasn't supposed to be the point of this game. But E-Day, because that is true, right? If you're gonna release E-Day onto PlayStation as the first one, you probably want PlayStation players to have a little bit of an understanding of what the game is before you release that, right? Because now we have a whole community of PlayStation. I don't know what the hell that was, but the whole thing just shut down for a second. I don't know. Let's keep doing this. Sitting in here. Oh shit. We might be able to take this one though. We might be able to take this one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, that wasn't great. We only have 3. We only have 3 now. Bye-bye. Should I take the long shot? I think so. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Not bad with this long shot, though, huh? Not too shabby with the old long shot. Oh. Oh, I see this guy walking over here. We're gonna... I would be so pissed if I was that guy, dude. I would be absolutely freaking out if I was that guy. I would be freaking out. I'd be like, there's no way he freaking hit that shot. Oh. There's no freaking way, dude. Oh. And I hope no one else gets a long shot, because then I might be in trouble. Then I might be in trouble. That was a weird kind of two-piece right there. I meleeed and he took him out. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh, how did I get killed there? God damn it. Oh, we got a 4th though. 4th is back. Is there nades? I feel like no one's been in the center. No, there's not. People are always taking those nades. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, shit. Well, that's fine, I guess. I mean, we actually... 23 kills. I feel like, all things considered, considering how I usually have been playing, I'll take it. Oh, are you... Okay. That's how you get an active reload. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We're gonna rush this guy. Oh. What a terrible decision. What a freaking terrible decision by me. Yeah, we're gonna rush this guy. Yeah, nice try. You tried. You done tried. I mean, that's just not right. Oh, what a smart move by our teammate there. He's just like, oh yeah, you killed us all? Oh, no way. He just got chainsawed? Oh, poor guy. Poor guy. I mean, I feel like we can't even run in there, because if we do, it's like we're just gonna get chainsawed. No way. There's no way, dude. We just got cleaned out of there? There's no way. So I'll be down here, and I get the... Oh no, it's I thought I had my chance. I thought I was gonna kill her quick, but that did not work. Oh. Come on. Not fair. Not fair. Level 25. Not bad. Not a bad game. I can't wait to see how much we rank up. Actually, what? Oh, wait, I think we already see it, right? We're already at 26. Or we at 23? Yeah. All right. We ranked up a ton. Jeez, holy shit. All right. So this is going to be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed. I'm pumped for E-Day. We better get it. And can we please get some news? Okay. Please. At least give us something to theorize about. Tweet out a picture and be like, this is in the game. And we're like, what does that mean? Give us something. Thank you all for watching.